You don't figure it out like a light bulb flicking on. It creeps in, slow, quiet, unsettling. Like a leak in the basement you pretend isn't there until the floor collapses. At first, it's a flicker, a glance that sticks in your brain like a thorn, a thought you smother with distractions and denial. But it doesn't die, it festers. It chews at the edges of your reality until the cracks start showing. You try to outgrow it, outrun it, drown it in straightness. But it's patient, and then one day, it stands in the middle of your life and says, "Congratulations, you're bisexual. Welcome to the identity crisis you didn't ask for." But this isn't a heartwarming montage of discovery. This is bisexuality, which means the moment you admit it, even to yourself, you unlock a brand new level of social discomfort. Like someone handed you a name tag that says, "Hi, I'm what your parents pretend doesn't exist." You like more than one gender? That's suspicious. People start watching you like you're going to make out with the entire room. You don't get a seat at the queer table or the straight one. You get handed a folding chair and told to sit in the hallway. You're not a person. You're a plot twist, a punchline, a phase someone forgot to grow out of. Everything about your existence becomes cross examined. Every friendship looks flirty. Every breakup is proof that you're unstable. People act like bisexuality is just the gateway drug to full blown chaos, like your attraction is some kind of slippery slope into moral collapse. One moment you're holding hands with someone, next thing you know, society's in flames. You date someone of the opposite gender, and suddenly you're reabsorbed into heteronormativity like nothing ever happened. Date someone of the same gender, now you're part of the LGBTQ club, but only if you promise to keep explaining why you're not just gay. Either way, your identity is on probation. No one thinks it's permanent. It's the orientation equivalent of a temporary tattoo. And queer spaces, they're not always better. Some people treat you like a threat, like you're going to infiltrate their sacred spaces with your filthy attraction to multiple genders. You're not queer enough, or you're too straight presenting, or you're just experimenting, which is a polite way of saying no one trusts you. You spend half your time apologizing for not being monosexual, like you've committed identity tax fraud. Trying to explain it is a nightmare. You open your mouth and people hear what they want. For some, bisexual means you're always horny. For others, it means you're indecisive, non committal, emotionally unstable. It's never, "Oh, cool, you're bi." It's always interesting. That explains everything. You become a walking red flag, a dating app horror story waiting to happen. Dating is a gamble with terrible odds. You're too much for some people, not enough for others. You get ghosted for being honest, fetishized for being open, and judged like you're auditioning for a purity cult. Some people treat you like you're cheating on them just by existing. You're not a partner, you're a threat to their fragile sense of control. You come out and people react like you've just told them the moon's fake. Confusion, disbelief, concerned eyebrows. They start rewriting your whole past in real time, digging through your relationships like forensic analysts. They want proof, evidence, a signed statement. And if you don't deliver, they declare a mistrial and sentence you to invisibility. Family events become performance art. You show up with a partner and everyone recalibrates your identity on the spot. They think your queerness disappears the second you hold hands with someone of a different gender. You get welcomed back like a prodigal straight, or you get avoided like a walking controversy. Either way, it's like being the weird cousin who joined a cult no one understands. You get erased so often, it starts to feel surgical in conversations, in TV shows, in your own memories. You hear straight people say you're just going through a rebellious phase. You hear gay people say you'll pick a side eventually. Everyone's waiting for you to make a decision, like you're a political candidate, not a person. You're invisible until someone needs a scapegoat. Then suddenly, you're the poster child for betrayal. You're the reason their ex cheated. You're the cautionary tale, the unreliable narrator of your own identity. You exist in a constant state of too much and not enough. The stereotypes stick to you like mold. You're untrustworthy, oversexed, flaky. People assume you're just chasing drama, like your entire existence is for their entertainment. You become a character in a story you didn't write, usually the villain, or the sexy side character who disappears after episode 3. If you call it out, If you mention biphobia or say you're tired of being erased, people act like you're hijacking the struggle. Like bisexuality is just a mild inconvenience. You're told you don't have it that bad. You're lucky because at least you can blend in. As if hiding who you are is some kind of reward. As if being erased is better than being hated. You're expected to explain yourself constantly. Be patient. Be educational. Smile while someone dismantles your identity in real time. You become a one person PR department for bisexuality, trying to manage a brand no one wants to invest in. You're supposed to make it palatable, clean, understandable, digestible, no sharp edges. And the gaslighting? Oh, it's industrial grade. You start asking yourself if you're faking it, if you made it up, if you need to earn your label by racking up some kind of romantic receipts. You question every attraction, every choice, every word, because when the world tells you you're wrong long enough, you start to believe it. You try to find community, but it's like wandering through a crowded room where no one sees you. People look right past you, through you. You're there, but not really. You're tolerated, but not celebrated. You're included until someone needs to gatekeep. You make jokes about it because what else is left? You joke about being greedy, about not being able to choose, about dating everyone, and trusting no one. You make yourself the punchline to avoid becoming the target. You laugh at your own erasure so it doesn't sting as much when someone else does it for you. You spend years unlearning the shame, trying to remember that you're not broken, that your attraction isn't a sin or a strategy, but it clings to you. In every pause before coming out, in every anxious glance at your partner in public, in every awkward conversation with a doctor, a friend, a stranger who just wants to understand. And just when you feel solid, when you stop apologizing for your existence, someone says something that cracks the ground again, a throwaway joke, a casual dismissal, another reminder that to the world, you're still an open question, an incomplete sentence. No one throws parades for you. You don't get love songs or Hallmark specials. You get think pieces and microaggressions. You're not edgy enough to be rebellious or boring enough to be accepted. You're just inconvenient, an asterisk in every conversation. And the sickest part? You still want to be seen, not pitied, not sexualized, just seen. You still want someone to say the word bisexual without flinching or whispering. You still want to hold someone's hand without rewriting your entire identity in that moment. You're exhausted from defending yourself, from explaining, from waiting for people to catch up. You're tired of being made to feel like an optical illusion. Real if you squint. Believable if you're dating the right person at the right time in the right way. You exist in the gray, in the static, in the space everyone skips over. And somehow that terrifies people more than anything else.